Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Old Republic. This is the Master Guides here, and we're going to go over today something very quickly before our actual episode that we're doing with the Gunslinger here. The episode today that we're going to go over and discuss is actually going to be for the crew skills. These are very essential for those who wish to make your own upgrades instead of having to buy them from the galactic market. You can actually make a lot of some of your upgrades if you get enough of these different combinations with the crew skills. You can, in essence, make everything that you need for within the game. We're talking your mods, your enhancements, the armorings. If you're a shooter like us, you can make the barrels. You can even make the crystals that's used inside the weapons to change the colors and give the enhancements that they're doing. Everything you can do, you can make. You can even make an outfit for your character if you don't happen to have a outfit like what we do, where it's got all the slots that we can use. You'll notice that my slots are so all empty. There's nothing in there that we have. It's mainly because at this point in time in the game here, it really isn't all that essential that we have anything in there yet. We'll start adding some stuff after in a planet or two. So, but joining me today, I have Neela here to help discuss some of these different crew skills.
What up, Paul?
So, Neela, go ahead and give us a quick run through of the different things. We'll start over here with these guys here, artifice or synth weaving, I should say.
Well, simply is to make Force user armor, like robes, cloaks, and stuff like that. And for the gathering skills you will need for that is archaeology and slicing, in order to get all the stuff you need to make said armor.
Yep. And the synth weaving is where you also get the is also where you can make the armoring mods for your equipment that you can fully set up and equip up like what we can. So that's another thing to remember about that. It's also where you make the augments that goes with it as well. Armor tech. Or armor mech, I should say. Not armor tech. So
Armor.
Go ahead.
Armor mech is more for non-force users for the armoring mods, and for the armor for bounty hunter or troopers. And you'll need scavenging and slicing.
And you notice I'm clicking on each one of them and getting a little bit of experience when I click on them. This is a good quick way to get some experience beforehand, especially as you're just now learning on them. So that's one thing just to kind of go through. Even if you aren't picking it, go through and at least talk to them. That way you can gain the information that you need about it. So we got biochem here.
You can do this one.
Okay. Let me get the codec up because it'll make it easier for... Alright, biochem. So biochem here happens to be where you can make the biological implants. You notice on the side here we got 2 spots for implants that can go on here. You typically want to be filling that out so that you could... It gives additional increase to your skills and to your character as a whole to make it that much better. So this is one of the great ways to doing that. This is also where you can make the med packs and the stim packs that you can use for stuff like that as well. For this, your gathering skill should be the bioanalyst, and the diplomacy for the mission skills. That way you can gather the medical supplies and the biochemical samples and compounds. So you'll notice that everything is going to be, and I want to point this out, as you are looking at things, when you go like artifice or armor tech or synth weaving or whatever, when you make stuff inside that, it's only for that particular skill tree. Okay, it will not go for other things outside of that. All right, I'm going to go over here to artifice. Artifice here is the one that you make the construction of for lightsabers, the color crystals. If you want to dye your armors, this is also where you can make the generators that goes in the offhand for the sword users, or even for Neela's offhand item. This is where some of that can come from as well, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you can make your color crystals. So you can, if you want to have a specific color crystal, you have to go and learn some of the crystals. They will give you some basic ones, red, green, yellow, I believe is some of the ones that you can get here, but they're all a single color, so they're not like a black purple or black yellow or something like that. That's you'll see here. For this one here, you need archaeology and treasure hunting. So yeah, obviously, as you can see here, the power crystals, color crystals, and artifact fragments is where you get from archaeology, and then gemstones from the treasure hunting. With the treasure hunting, one of the things I should point out as well, many of the mission skills also gives you other things. For example, you might be able to pick up some items that you can give to your crew members to help increase your influence with them. So we got the table here. Obviously, this is part of one of the easiest spots to remember where the table is. It's all over the place as well. Over here, we got the arms tech. So with the arms tech, this is where this is once again for basically for the non-force users. But this is where you can craft your blasters, the blaster modifications, and melee weapons. So if you're using some sort of vibro sword or other sword like that instead of a lightsaber, you can make those here. You'll notice that a lot of your crafting stuff in many cases will have a very customized look to them. You can even make an armor that looks like a complete robot that is running around. For this particular skill, you need the scavenging and the investigation to go along with it. So,
and you also need slicing.
Yes. So this is one of the ones where you kind of have to have a little bit of both to kind of do it. So this is kind of where you want to have a second person that's doing the slicing part of it, so that you can have that available for yourself. And I just love it as a part of that. And then the last one here, Neela. Cybertech.
Yep, cybertech. It's for your earpieces, grenades, modification enhancements. They'll give you stats that will help boost the damage, your survivability, and you will need scavenging and underworld trading.
Yep. This is also where you can. I don't know if you mentioned, but this is where you get the earpieces as well. That you can craft those for yourself. So this is a good one for that. I think I'm gonna go probably. I think you got a couple on this server already, right?
Yes, I believe I said that one has synth weaving, so we don't have to worry about that.
So, I mean, I think right now the two biggest ones that I would go with would either be the biochem for the implants and then cybertech. So you can pick obviously which one you want to go with. But I'm gonna go over here, grab the biochem for the implants. I'm thinking.
And
So
also for free to play and preferred, you can only have one crafting and either one or two gathering skills. You cannot have 3 gathering.
yeah. So just for as a note here that your crew skills, you can go up here to click on it. Obviously, because I haven't done anything with it yet, I don't have any of the gathering or the missions. That's over here on this side of things. This is where you can actually gather those. But once again, as you talk to each one of them, you can gain the abilities that you need. As a note, because I went with the biochem, I want to get the bioanalyst and diplomacy. If you don't know what it is, the best thing to do is go to one of them that you haven't gone to before, and click on it so that you can get the codex to come up, or you can actually go into the codex through a few different methods here. We'll show you that in a second here. I'm just going to go through and quickly gather these as I'm going along here. There's diplomacy.
I'm gonna go cyber.
Okay. And then bioanalyst is one of them that I needed, and then now, if you forget, like I just did, if there's bioanalyst and diplomacy, I believe was the other one. But we want to show you how to get to the codex. To get to the codex, the best way is you can go up here to the mission log, and then you switch to the codex, and then you got your crew skills that you can go to. So, bioanalyst and diplomacy. Those are your two that you want to have for this one here, so that you can start doing things. Now, obviously, there's ways of doing a quick key for everything that there is. B, for example, brings up the diplomacy. You'll see as I do things that I'll be doing this as I level up as well, because this is quite honestly the easiest way to level up, and I can't think of a better way to keep them at level. It's just say be hitting it as often as you can be. So you for biochem to do anything, you pretty much need to be doing a little bit of everything, like the biochemical compounds, and you see that there's two different missions: biochem compounds and then samples. You should take note that if you're looking to level up faster, so that you can get it up into your level, because at level 10 you're already at a disadvantage. It's already going to be a one stage behind you at least. Now, if you're leveling it up as often as you're playing, and you're traveling, and as you're traveling, you're going in and doing your crew skills, you're going to be able to actually get it ahead of you within time. Some people might sit there and just do nothing but crafting. They'll drop in like a bunch of EC onto the character, and they'll sit there and craft until they get it up to their level at least, and maybe a level or two higher than them. But it's always, I found it best to have it in awareness that you're doing it both at the same time, especially with the bioanalysis and diplomacy stuff. So, and if you want to, so I'm kind of curious about this, and I'm noticing that there's on the diplomacy that there's both light and dark. I have to take a look at that. Let's do a light one, because that's mainly where I'm taking this captain here. So we'll figure that out. That'd be one of those things we'll have to put in a note later on this to figure out if it is actually giving light side or dark side points. I don't think it is. I wouldn't imagine it would be, but as you're leveling up both of them, you want to make sure that you're definitely getting your two gathering and mission ones up at the same time, because I found for myself that the actual crew skill, like the biochem part, I found that for myself I'm able to level those up almost instantaneous. I can just sit there and craft with 2 or 3 people once I get up to enough crew members, and I can 2 or 3 people, I can just have them crafting nonstop, and they will be capable of taking this up from 1 to 300 in no time if I have the supplies for it. I don't know if you noticed the same thing yourself, Nilo.
Yep, noticed that too. And also the way they changed the gathering nodes on the planets. You'll still be able to get different materials. Yeah. Even if you aren't high enough level for it.
Yep. It used to be so that when you were leveling up, you had to have a certain level to get some of the gathering points. For example, if you're on one of the more advanced planets, you had to have 150 or 300 in the biochem or whatever crew skill you went with in order to harvest it. That's not true anymore. you will still get some no matter what level you are. You just might not get as much as if you were up to a certain point. So
Went better than I expected.
So as you can see, I mean, that was very quickly. These are already returning back items here. This is giving us a green goo stuff. Um, and that's, I'm already got 4 points from that. So if you keep doing that over and over again, you can instantly get your stuff up that you need to. What I will end up doing is bouncing back and forth between both of the different components because they're both necessary to making stuff. And here we go, we're getting some of the medical supplies back, and it does give us 10 light side points. So if you're looking to light side or dark side, this is probably a good simple way of doing it. May not be necessary unless you really need that extra points. I know light side tended to struggle a little bit more to gather the light side points through the mission levels and such, but that's definitely something you need if you're trying to go for a pure dark side or light side character. You definitely want to take note of the diplomacy and making sure that it gives you the points that you need, so you're not getting the wrong kind of points. So you're not taking yourself evil accidentally because you're going with that one there, or you're taking yourself good because you're not paying attention to what color you're picking. So, there's a couple things to be aware of there. Just as a note here. Anything else you want to cover, Neela?
Also, get access to a legacy bank for all your characters to put all the crafting stuff in. So all your characters will be able to access all the crafting stuff.
Okay, perfect. So that kind of ends it here with our crew skill explanation here. For those of you that's on Twitch, the 4 people that's on, or anyone else that's on YouTube, give me a couple minutes here to reset here and change the title here accordingly, so that it saves properly. And we will start off with our smuggler storyline and continue on with that. For those of you who want to play with us, we're past the first planet. We're on to the second planet in the storyline, which is taking us over to Coruscant. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. It's enough time to give me to take things down real quick and change the names around. Thank you, and we'll be back.